In a social sphere, an endeavor to know ourselves yields stronger bonds and fewer future conflicts. The conflicts can be within ourselves or in the social sphere through our interactions. As we know, compatibility plays a crucial role in relationships, whether it is in the work front or the personal front. So, once we know ourselves, our center, where we come from, what we seek to achieve, what it is that makes us, our emotions, the manifestations of that understanding through our actions in the physical sphere attracts success because it is pointed towards the goals we know we have, while at the same time respecting and accepting others whose actions may or may not be within our control. Now, what is the larger perspective? What is the bigger picture? There is no one defined answer to this question, really, because it depends on how deep we want to go into this understanding. But the larger perspective pretty much remains the same for everybody. Like the universe that makes us, where we come from, and the world we live in. A lot of it can be attributed to scientific discoveries and education. What has existed in the world, our past, collective past, what exists in the world today, like our present, the social sphere, the personal sphere, our species limitations in general, our limitations as individuals, and what out of everything is within our control. Another very important thing to remind ourselves is that at any given point in time in our lives, while we can know our conscious selves and the choices we have, we may not be able to know all the forces and energies that are in action in the universe at that particular moment. And that is okay. If you will, consider the universe as a pool where several individual elements are acting together, and we as individuals are only a small speck in a series of simultaneous movements. While we give meaning to our lives, we are also knowingly and unknowingly giving meaning to the universe. Be that as it may, to make our lives better, just the knowledge of these external forces can be good enough. We don't need to give in to the curiosity depending on our needs. There's nothing wrong in taking care of yourself. And there are many times that curiosity doesn't yield the results that we seek and is more of a distraction. So the focus is ourselves, and once we know ourselves and our abilities and limitations, there will be satisfaction and no regrets. We have the ability to better contribute that way. There is no one way of achieving anything, really. Those not compatible with us, whether non-living material things or living things, we may not be able to coexist in a smaller space and have the choice to distance ourselves. And we can make these choices easily once we know ourselves better. Now, how do we know the universe that we live in? The idea is to break down what we know within the realm of our understanding and our knowledge into factors. There are certain known constants, there are known variables, unknown constants, unknown variables. Just the bare knowledge of these constants and variables, which are our existential truth, can make our lives better today. Without being overwhelmed with the need to know everything. There are certain factors that remain constant through generations in the social sphere and also apply to individuals, like emotional bent of mind, human curiosity, societal and common goals at any given point of time, survival instincts, scientific discoveries or discoveries in general, analytics, communication, the modes that apply to communication, the will and ability to share knowledge, the education system developed systemically or otherwise through care. You may have noticed that I'm using the word sphere quite a bit. Imagine our physical presence as a sphere, existing with innumerable other spheres, some large, some small, but none that occupy the same space as us in this universe. This gives us a unique vantage point. Each individual has a unique vantage point. Now, just the knowledge of the attributes these other spheres have and their ability to collaborate or create obstacles for us can make our lives easier. Here I would like to introduce the word aura. We embody an aura that can make our spheres, and we can gain control over our aura. We can emanate energies through our aura if we want. In the known world, a body that has looked inwards and thoroughly understands its center gains the ability to emanate a much more rooted and a stronger light, if they will. Their interactions with other spheres can be more pleasant and constructive. Through these concepts, I hope to reach an understanding that makes us more efficient, productive in our lives, makes us more kind and compassionate, more adept at dealing with adversity. This has always been a part of our existence. These were the concepts that we spoke of earlier: tenacity and perseverance, making the journey from point A to point B easier. Point A being the adversity itself, and point B being our center, where we overcome the effect of the adversity. So until next time, where we speak of more of these concepts,